Hi, I'm Miriam Joy and welcome to my studio. We're in the process of filming our Halloween videos and I love Halloween. It's my favorite time of year, all the deep, rich colors. I just love doing them. Today we're going to be working on our jack-o'-lantern push light. You could use it for a night light for the little guys for Halloween or different things like that. So we're going to start out with a regular, see if I can get this guy to sit up a little bit here for you. We're going to start out with a regular night light, and you can actually get the smaller ones. We think we got these at Walmart, and there was a 4-pack, and I think they were $3.99 or $4.99, so they're around $1 a piece. But sometimes you can find the smaller ones as well, and I think those would be really cute, the small ones. And sometimes they even have them in the dollar store, so check those out. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take and clean our light really well with alcohol. And I always keep my alcohol in a spray bottle so I can just spray it on and don't have to worry about pushing it and taking the lid and doing it off. So that's kind of a little trick, is I just keep my alcohol in my spray bottle so I have it whenever I want it. And we're going to be using our alcohol inks. This is Adirondack by Ranger, and you can find these in the stamp book section. Or if you can't find them there, we can get them from Blue Whale or Giraffe's Laugh or any of those gourd suppliers. And I'll put that information up for you on the end of the video as well. And I'm just putting it directly onto the light. Alcohol inks work different than other inks, so keep that in mind. You could put it in a little thing to dip a little container to dip it straight down into if you want it as well. That's up to you. You also, if you didn't have the alcohol inks and weren't able to get them, you also could do the Mod Podge and just do it real lightly with the color in it, and that would probably work okay. But I just want to do it with this because we want it to, the night light, to show through as well. And don't worry about this being streaky because your pumpkins are a little bit streaky as well, so we're not going to worry about that quite as much. And you really don't want to go over them too much. I'm just trying to get some spots I missed here, because then you start to pick up what's underneath. So if you want to just kind of let it dry like that. So while that guy's drying, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a black line with my Sharpie all the way around. And this just kind of helps clean him up. And I'm going to be using my black Sharpies today. And I'm not doing this good. I'm trying to rush it, and I know better than to try and rush it. And just let that dry here. And I tried to do a line all the way around. I tried to keep it consistent in size. And it bothered me that we had this big white circle around our pumpkin. So what I did with that is I kind of just decided to bring it down and walk back and forth to give it some type of little bit of design. Now, I think my pen had given me a little bit of trouble because I had a little bit of wet alcohol on there, so you want to let that dry all the way kind of first. But you could do anything you wanted on this side. It doesn't have to be what I'm doing. I just kind of broke it up for me so you didn't have that white kind of contrast against it. So we're going to see how dry our pumpkin, our jack-o'-lantern is. And I'm going to start with the nose first, and I'm still just using my black Sharpie. And I'm just going to do a real basic design because I'm freehanding it on. And I'm going to give him a little bit of a highlight, and we're going to color in that nose. And it's always worse when I'm trying to hurry on a video. And I'm going to try and put his other eyes in here and see if I can get him even. And I'm going to try and give him a little bit of an eyeball. Just to give him some color, some highlights in here. You'll notice when you're working with your Sharpie that it's going to like to go one direction more than the other. So if you find that it's going one way easier than the other, go with that. Use that. Don't be afraid to use that. So we're going to try and do this again over here. See if I can get these even. And you could let the kids make their own. This would be a fun Halloween craft, or if you could having a little Halloween party for $1 a piece and you have the Sharpies, that was rather inexpensive. Now, I've always liked to give my pumpkins character, so we're gonna add some eyebrows to them. When you add eyebrows, there's so many emotions you can add with eyebrows. So I'm going to give him another little kind of emotion there. And we're going to come in and put his little mouth on here. Give him a couple of teeth. And coming to the bottom as well. And I'm going to try and leave some of this area open to leave a little bit of a highlight as well too. You could come in and give him stitches to make him kind of scary looking. There's a few other things that you could do like that to make it fun. My son, when he was little, always drew these really little evil eyes. Kids kind of develop their own style. So these little pointed, kind of ghost-looking eyes. And I knew whatever he had drawn because that was his style. My daughter was more humorous. She liked the fun stuff. So let them do their own thing. Encourage them to use their imagination because they usually have an idea of what it is, and most of the time it's not our idea. So we're just going to finish putting this in here. My characters I always like to be more animated and fun than scary. Almost there. You also could put this on with paint if you needed to, if you have a black Sharpie, if you just put this layer on with paint. I wouldn't put the bottom coat on with paint because you want it to shine through. You could put that layer on. And we're going to give him some smiley marks here to make him look like he's smiling a little bit more. And then I'm going to give him a little bit of a chin mark, and that also helps with movement, makes it look more like it's moving. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add our top to that. And I'm just going to take some paper twist. You also could use raffia if you didn't have any paper twist. For you people that are basket weavers, just use the stuff that you coil on. And I'm just going to kind of open this up And I'm going to kind of twist it back down so it looks more like the pumpkin stem. This guy's up a little bit. I'm going to cut him a little bit more up because I want to glue him just right onto the top of my little pumpkin guy. Now the one thing I did wrong, and I want to show you so you don't make this mistake, is you want to make sure that you line your top up with your hole in your wall, because mine's going to be upside down, so make sure that you line that up when you get ready to do yours so that it's hanging straight up and down. That is the one thing you want to do. And then we're going to hot glue gun this onto our little light here, and I'm using the low temp setting. And then I cut 2 leaves out of Fun Foam, excuse me. And I'm just going to take those, figure out which direction I want those to go, and I'm going to add my vines to them. Now, if you had the Miriam Joy wax, you could do wax here instead. Now, another thing on the light is do not varnish over the alcohol ink on this. It just would run and not have a nice look to it. So make sure that you don't do that. And we're going to glue these guys on for you here. And just however you want to glue them on, I'm going to glue mine over the stem. And then I took my green pipe cleaner, and I'm kind of going to probably end up dividing it in 2s, and you can wrap it around your pencil, you can twist it in different directions. I just try to always kind of make sure I have the little ends just kind of going in so they don't poke anybody, because I do have a little bit of wire there, and that really makes it even more playful. And the one other thing I'm going to do to this is I am going to add a black or orange spider to this, because I think that is the little touch that it needs as well, just to give it that little bit of character. Crawlies come in different things in a bag, so you can always get different kinds. Like this is an ant, and he's kind of really cool too, instead of a spider. But the spider might be cool just to kind of stick on your thing instead of gluing him on too, just to kind of give him a different look. But there's all kinds of things like that that you can glue onto that as well. I like the black a little bit better, but the orange wouldn't be too bad down in there. And I like the little ant. I kept trying to squish him the other day. He was on my floor. So I am going to end up gluing him on, just to give him a little bit more fun feel to it. Another thing that I did in this one, and we should have put him in a little bit earlier and I forgot, was our little orange lines to make it look more chunky, like the way the pumpkin grows. So you can put those in first before you get started on the face as well, and it just kind of helps break that up, and it also gives it a little bit more color. And you could come in and put some yellow in the eyes. You could do all kinds of fun things with that. So just take the basic idea and just improve on that. And we're going to try and turn out the lights here and see if we can get these guys to glow for you a little bit and see how fun they are. They're going a little bit for us. So if you have any questions about this project, please email me at art@miriamjoy.com. I hope you have a fun and safe Halloween. God bless. Here's another background one that I kind of did, like all the shadows and everything going on, and I just kind of let the the color dribble a little bit, and then I did the moon. So you could do all kinds of fun backgrounds. You could do scarecrow and use some raffia going off the side of him. So just let your imagination go wild and think all the different things that you could make with it.